Water temperatures more than 1,500 miles away gives us clues to hurricane season activity. Meteorologist Amber Wheeler explains the significance of El Niño.
The Pacific Ocean can have a huge influence on the Atlantic hurricane season. And this year, that influence could work in our favor.
We are forecasting a somewhat below normal hurricane season in 2026.
Dr. Phil Klotzbach is the senior research scientist at Colorado State University, one of the nation's premier tropical forecasting groups. Each year, the CSU team is among the first to put out a seasonal outlook. This year, researchers there expect fewer storms, in large part because of a very strong El Niño. El Niño means warmer than normal water in the central and eastern tropical Pacific. The warmer air causes rising air to form thunderstorms.
In El Niño, the thunderstorms in the Pacific Ocean tend to form a little bit farther to the east, and in response, the tropical circulation changes in such a way that it increases the winds high up in the atmosphere out of the west in the Atlantic.
Those strong westerly winds aid in vertical wind shear. That's really strong wind in the upper levels.
Too much vertical shear, good for us. Bad for the hurricanes. It tends to tilt the hurricane circulation. It disrupts it. You don't get the pressure fall that you need to get the winds to accelerate.
This year, the water in the Pacific is expected to be about 3.5 degrees Fahrenheit warmer than normal. This subtle difference has a large and wide-reaching impact around the globe. The stronger the El Niño, the more suppressive it can be on the Atlantic hurricane season. But there are exceptions. Despite a strong El Niño in 2023, the season ended with 20 named storms, the fifth busiest season on record. The culprit, the record warm ocean temperatures in the Atlantic.
And that difference in temperature made a big difference in kind of how the atmosphere responded.
The historically warm ocean water canceled out the impacts of El Niño and allowed storms to form freely. This year, the tropical Atlantic looks a little different. Temperatures are around average, far from the record warmth of 2023. Barring no sudden spikes in the water temperature, El Niño will likely do its job in holding back our numbers. But that doesn't mean we won't see any storms make landfall. When comparing storms that made landfall and where they formed in the top strongest La Niña years and the top strongest El Niño years, El Niño's suppressing effects are obvious. However, during El Niño years, storms still formed in the Gulf.
So typically, again, the odds of storms forming in the Gulf don't change a ton in El Niño versus La Niña.
Overall, the storms that do form during El Niño years tend to be weaker. But there's always an exception, like Betsy in 1965, a powerful Category 4 hurricane that devastated southeast Louisiana.
It's important to be prepared the same for every hurricane season because it certainly just takes that one storm to make it an active season for you.
While all signs point to a below normal season, the atmosphere doesn't always stick to a preseason script. So as the hurricane season unfolds, the Fox 8 weather team will be working around the clock, researching, monitoring, and breaking down the latest information to keep you prepared. For Weathering the Storm, I'm meteorologist Amber Wheeler.